Hey everybody, chat with nobody else's auto. It is 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for Sunday night live chat. It is July 4th. I know a lot of people are busy, but I figured we go ahead and do something real quick tonight, just so we didn't have to completely skip the night. So, got kind of a short episode tonight. We'll give everybody a few seconds to start jumping on with us, and then we'll get rolling into what we do for this evening. So, hopefully, Facebook does cooperate tonight. We are on both formats again. We'll see if Facebook's going to work. YouTube so far hasn't been too bad, but Facebook's been kind of a mess. So, got a few people getting on with us. Don't expect a ton tonight because I know a lot of people are busy, but we forgot to talk about it last week, whether we wanted to go live tonight or not. So I decided we'd go ahead and do it. And we'll just do a short episode. No magazine tonight, but we'll get some stuff knocked out. Rico and Jess are on with us on Facebook. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that continues to work. And we'll talk about a few things tonight and do some trivia, some new inventory, and then we're going to get rolling because I'm going to go blow some stuff up here in a little bit. So anyway, really the only thing I wanted to talk about tonight, once again, was the RPM Act. We've had some questions about that. And as I was looking at some stuff on YouTube the other day, I seen a video pop up from somebody, a shop that just got hit. In fact, it was the shop that was on Rocky Mountain Race Week with us. And they had a video posted, so I clicked on it. Then, of course, it populated with more videos like that. Joe's on with us. Glad you made it tonight, Joe. But I saw several of these videos that the EPA, about shops that were getting hassled by the EPA that had been loaded within the last 3 weeks. So I don't know if David's on with us. Glad you made it, David. I don't know if the EPA is ramping this up or what's going on. Chris is on with us. Billy's on with us. Glad you guys all made it, even though I know a lot of us have stuff going on tonight. Happy 4th to everybody. Appreciate everybody taking a few minutes to hang out with us. Big Job's on with us. Glenn from Minnesota's on with us. Glad you guys all made it, even though I know people are busy tonight. But this EPA thing seems to be getting more serious. It amazed me how, just a handful of videos that popped up, but they were all 3 weeks old or newer. So I don't know if they're ramping this up, and not to make anything political. I don't know if the new administration is pushing this, but a lot of content popping up on YouTube from shops getting nailed by the EPA. We've talked about the RPM Act on here several times, so I went back in and looked at it again, and want to once again encourage everybody, if you haven't done it, make sure you go in and do it. You can type in RPM Act. You can go to SEMA's website. If you type in RPM Act, it will take you straight to SEMA's site. They have a form letter already there. You put your name and address in, and I did this last night, so I know exactly how it works and exactly what we need to do and what we all need to do. William's on with us. Glad you made it, William. Go to that website, RPM Act, or go to SEMA to their website and find their RPM Act. Rod Mad's on with us. Dan from Defiance is on with us. Got more people than I thought tonight. I didn't think we were going to have hardly anybody on. We do have some guys jumping on with us, though. But like I said, going to be short tonight. Don't have a magazine tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the RPM Act and a couple other things, and then we're going to bail off and go blow some stuff up. But this RPM Act thing is a pretty serious deal. Number One's on with us. Glad you made it, Number One. But go to the SEMA website, RPM Act. You put your name, your address in, and it will populate based on your voting address, wherever you're a registered voter at. It will populate the who your representative is, and then you click send, and it will send the SEMA form letters on your behalf to your representative. So extremely important that we all do this. Mo's calls on with us. Glad you made it from Pennsylvania. Don't think I've seen you on with us here before. Randall's on from California. Glad you guys all took some time out of your 4th to hang out with us. But like I said, we've talked about this before. I was surprised that I don't know if Canadians can sign it or not. I don't know if what that would or wouldn't do. Nothing hurts, but the way it's set up, it populates to your representative based on your voting address. So I don't know how it would work on on SEMA's website, but absolutely. I don't see how it could hurt. That's for sure. They need to know how important this deal is. So, like I said, it's come up a few more times. I was surprised at how many videos that I saw it pop up just very, very recently of shops getting letters from the EPA. Lee's on with us. Glad you made it, Lee. Old school is on. Glad you made it here, old school. Mo's call just found us. Well, give me a call by the 69 Ford pickup. It's still sitting here, so I haven't done anything with it yet. But extremely important. Like I said, I was surprised at how many of these videos that were popped up that were new. So I went in, looked at it. Old school, we're talking about the RPM Act is where we're at right now, about how important it is. I hope everything is working. I just froze up just for a second on YouTube, so hopefully everything's working for you guys. Steven from Vermont's on Facebook. I definitely hope Facebook's hanging in with us. But like I said, extremely important. I'm seeing way, way too much of this popping up with this, with what the EPA is trying to do to these shops. So we all need to go to SEMA's website. We need to sign the RPM Act, put your name in, put your information in so that they will send a letter to your representative to try to get the EPA shut down on this thing. George is on with us. Glad you made it, George. I need your address. You sent me money for the raffle and a t-shirt. But you sent it friends and family, which is great because now I don't have to pay PayPal, but your information is not on a friends and family deal. So George, give me a shout tomorrow and so I can get your address and get your t-shirt shipped to you. So anyway, the RPM Act real quick again, the EPA is trying to shut down everybody from modifying any sort of vehicle, period. So that's what the RPM Act is before. SEMA's behind it. They're trying to shut down any modification whatsoever to any vehicle, period. So Mark says we are getting buffering on Facebook once again, which does not surprise me. Facebook has been a disaster for a month and a half now. But we'll keep seeing what happens. If it doesn't, we may have to switch completely to YouTube. But for the time being, we're on both. Mark's on with us. Glad you made it, Mark, from Syracuse. Classic Ride Society, glad you're with us. But like I said, the RPM Act is something that SEMA has introduced to try to get the EPA blocked from. I mean, they're finding these guys. Old school says performance modification, tires, brakes, basically anything. The EPA is behind it for pollution, but they're basically trying to shut anything and everything down. And these are big. I mean, there's some of these shops. There's one shop. These guys are on Rocky Mountain Race Week. Were selling a piggyback deal for an ECM. That's all they were doing was just selling the piggyback to plug into your ECM. And the letter they got from the EPA was fining them over $4,000 for every piggyback kit they sold. They didn't install them. They didn't modify anything. They were selling them on their website, and they are trying to fine them over $4,000 for every single piggyback that they sold. So this thing is pretty serious. It's a big deal. Any of us that like cars, they don't want you to be able to do anything. So be sure to check that out. Corky's on with us. Glad you made it. Yeah, Facebook has not been working at all. And I don't know what it is doing, and I don't know what the issue is with us. But we'll keep fighting it and see if something happens. The client's right, old school. The climate activists want to destroy the auto industry. Number one, am I lighting any firecrackers tonight? I'm going to be after we get off of here. But I don't think I better light any in my office. However, I do have a really great video of a Toyota that we lit one in a couple of years ago. Actually, it's been probably 4 or 5 years ago. We blew up a Toyota one day on 4th of July. We seemed like an appropriate way to celebrate the American holiday. It was blowing up a Toyota. That's kind of a cool video. I've got that from an old phone, I think, still. So Big Job says, step number one, go to the SEMA website, then RPM Act. That is correct, Big Job. You can actually type in RPM Act, and it will take you straight to that portion of the SEMA website. It explains what it is. It shows you a sample of the form letters that they send, and then down at the bottom, over on the right-hand side of the screen, down at the bottom below the form letters, you put in your name and your registered voting address, and then it will populate who your representative is, and then you just click send. It's that simple. They've got it taken care of for us, but we just have to do it. You have to do it. Everybody has to do it. William says the hubcap is a Lincoln. I think it's a late 40s Lincoln. It's kind of a little bit tough to see. We'll take it down real quick so you guys can get a little better look at it. Kind of a cool one. Something quick for tonight since we didn't have a lot of time. And that's exactly right, old school. It's anything. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, nothing. There's nothing that the EPA wants modified, period. So yes, it is a big deal. So yep, there's the cap. It is a cool old Lincoln cap. And that's why we hung it up there tonight. It's just with the lettering being a little faded, it's kind of tough to see from back there. Number one says blow up an AMC. They always look like the Soviets designed them. I don't know. I kind of like AMCs. My daughter loves AMCs. I'd get shot if we blew up an AMC. I know that. But we've had some more questions about the RPM Act over the last couple of weeks, and when I seen those videos popping up, I knew we definitely needed to bring it up again and try to get the EPA slowed down. I mean, and what they're doing is like this shop that what's above the hubcap, that is an Ideal XP 600, which is it's a Newell stock Ideal XP 600 toy that Corky just gave up on Facebook, switched to YouTube. So that's great. Hopefully that works out better for you. I don't know if I can get it down, but it is I can't. It's loose. We'll have to get it down one of these nights. It looks identical to a Buick XP 300 prototype. So Ideal made a toy of the Ideal Toy Company made a toy copy of the Buick XP 300 and called it an XP 600 is basically what it amounts to. But it is cool and a beautiful piece. Yep. And yeah, the 258 promos are up there. And I think it's Heather Thomas instead of Heather Locklear. I don't know. I need to look at it. I haven't looked at it in so long that I don't even remember. Bob from Arkansas is on with us. Glad you made it. Vic from Iowa, glad you're here. So anyway, primary topic tonight. Oh, back to real quick what they were doing to these shops. The shop that was on Race Week with us, and they talked about this on Race Week. What they're doing, yeah, I don't want to raffle that. I love it. It's too cool. Yeah, Jay Leno should get involved, and maybe he can, maybe he can't. I don't know. But the shop that was on Race Week with us, what they're doing to them, like I said, they're trying to find them over $4,000 for every piggyback they sold. However, they didn't sell tons of them, but at $4,000 a whack, you don't have to sell very many of them. And I think they're trying to find them like $160,000 or $180,000 is literally what their fine is. But what they're trying to do to everybody, including these guys, is say, but if you give us like $18,000 and sign this letter swearing you'll never modify another vehicle ever again, even though these are shops that work on vehicles, we'll let you off with the $18,000 fine, but you can never modify another vehicle ever again. So that's what they're pulling. That's right, Classic Ride Society, Summit, Jegs, Holly, Edelbrock, a lot of those companies stand to lose big in this situation. And I know they're behind it, and I bet that's a lot of where, a lot of the funding is coming from, to help lobby against this thing. But it is serious. We've talked about it a few times before. Richard, I wish it covered our street car aftermarket parts that are performance parts. It just changes. It's anything, any modification to anything, period. William, I don't know if William doesn't have sound or not. He says, wonder what silent movies will look like. I don't know if we've got a sound issue or not. David W. says Facebook is locked up completely. I do still show people on Facebook, but not a ton. So anyway, MT Pocket Bills just made it. And that's exactly right, old school. Meanwhile, China is polluting like no tomorrow. And that's 100% correct. Their industry is going like crazy. Their pollution is like crazy. There's nobody stepping up. But they're trying to shut everything down in the U.S. Number one says they should set up a shell corp in Canada and use the stateside building for distribution. Because they can't find a Canadian company. Number one's thinking. He's on top of this deal. So anyway, that's the most important thing I wanted to talk about tonight. Everybody's getting behind number one's ideas, so be a lot of distribution centers in the U.S. coming up here, maybe. Big job. Sad the power of the government is taking over the majority, and that's true. But that's why the majority needs to go behind the RPM Act, get these letters sent to your representatives, know that we're serious about this, know that everybody wants to fight it, and know that we're not going to take it lying down. Looks like they want to move they want to accelerate the move to electric vehicle. And there's probably truth to that too, except the grid can't handle it. So I think I saw something in California that told people not to charge their electric cars because the grid can't handle it. So there again, what are they going to do? Old School says in Canada, their liberal communist government isn't any better. So yeah, William, we're still here. I'm still getting a lot of comments. I don't know if you've got a feed issue on your end, but I've still got a lot of people in here. So I don't know if we've got some sort of snag with William there or not. But anyway, like I said, that's the priority for tonight. Make sure we do that. And since I saw those videos, I went in, I did it. I knew I could be a little more clear with you exactly what we need to do and exactly what's going to happen when you go in to sign that RPM Act. So be sure to do that. Let's catch a little trivia. Let's catch some new inventory. Let's talk about the raffle, and then let's get going so we can blow some stuff up yet tonight. We're getting ready to. In fact, I haven't even eaten. We're getting ready to grill burgers and stuff here in a little bit. So, Randall, if we all stand together as one, we can stop this crap, but it's going to take all of us to do it. You're 100% right, Randall. That's why we're talking about it. That's why we're discussing it. I went in and did it, so I had a better knowledge of what I could share with you guys, and then realized how simple it really was. I mean, literally put your address in, click submit, make sure it looks right, see if the name looks familiar of where it's going, make sure it's your registered voting address so that it goes to the correct people, and hit send, and they take care of it. Classic Ride Society says fireworks will be banned soon too. That's possible. They do emit smoke. I'm sure that's going to pollute something. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to run real long tonight because we've got stuff going on here at the shop, and we're getting ready to cook and blow some stuff up too. But we're going to catch some of our other stuff too. Big Job says, let's just hope they're not using Dominion voting machines to count their or to send the letters. Another good point. I hadn't thought of that. Dan, it's good to know working in a body shop. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dan works in a body shop, but they also get into mechanical repairs. What if you do something and you, even if you can't get the correct part for an older vehicle, so you have to modify something or change it to fix it? There again, you're in violation. Anything that changes, from OE performance, is in violation. So, maybe it's time for the U.S. to separate 50-50. So Randall says fireworks are already outlawed in a lot of cities. Well, it doesn't I've never run into that, thankfully. Number one says they banned firecrackers up there already. William says we need fireworks so the birds will crap on the Priuses and plug them up. I'm all for that too. So that wouldn't offend me any at all. But anyway, let's do some trivia. Let's talk about the raffle. Let's talk about some new inventory, and we'll get off of here tonight so I don't keep everybody tied up, because I'm sure a lot of other people have plans too. But tonight, trivia, another can from our good friend Mike Shook at Auto Artistry, another one of his Phillips cans. There were a lot of Phillips cans. There is some other stuff in this tote. We'll get to some of that too. These are the cardboard cans, but they're so nice. These are gold. These are original. And like I said, this cardboard stuff, when you see them after they've been stored incorrectly, they just fall apart. These things are beautiful. Richard says the Buick owner stopped it with Clinton. They got the word out then. We got to get the word out again. So that's what we're working on with this. So we're going to get another Phillips can out to tonight's winner. These are brand new. It is still full. I do need to drain it. Beautiful cans. But we posted a super cool video on Friday night from the parts department of the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I've got a couple of more videos to come from the parts department as well. But as we were talking to our good friend Doug Prey about their parts department, the shelving units had an interesting story. What was interesting about the shelving? The store that they store the parts on. Old School says American politics is as worse as it's ever been. Maybe as bad as Civil War era. There's a lot of people that believe that. That's for sure. Randall says outlawed for the general public in the city limits. So anyway, keep an eye out for trivia. What was interesting about the shelves that they store the parts on at the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company? Raffle, once again. That's right. Jess is right there with it. I knew she would be. They are the original shelves from the original Auburn Cord Duesenberg factory. They literally are the exact same shelves, the exact same units that held those parts in the 20s and 30s, all the way up until 1960 when Glenn Prey bought the company. When Glenn Prey bought the company, they literally not only moved the parts, they moved all the shelving, and those parts are still on the same shelves and in the same drawers that they have been since the 20s and 30s. So, number one, they were made of apple crates from the original orchard the factory was built on. No, that wasn't it, but it's a good guess. It's a very creative guess. I'll definitely give you that. But yeah, they're still stored on the exact same shelves, in the exact same bins, in the exact same drawers as they have been for 90 or almost 100 years. So that was what was so cool about them. And like I said, we've got a couple of more parts department videos coming as well. The shop videos on still 3, 4, 5 more videos to come from there. So, yeah, like William says, that was a lot of stuff to move. That was a lot of stuff to move. Dan says she won because she can text faster. She is pretty quick. If she's not first to respond, she's usually right after the first one. So. Vic gave up on Facebook too. Yeah, and I've still got error messages on Facebook. I've still shown a few people on, but it's giving me error messages, and I'm not getting any comments over there. So, but anyway, the raffle, like we've talked about, old school has still dealing with the CRS disease over there with old school. So, don't worry, man. Everybody deals with a little bit of that. That's for sure. But the raffle, like we talked about, I'm pushing the June raffle into July because we missed so much of June. Once again, the Chrysler Industrial Hemi valve covers, a pair of these. And then the second name we draw is going to get a metal Champlin oil can, I believe. It's posted on the picture. So Dan says he loves the ACD videos as well. Well, I'm glad you guys do. It is such a cool place. Doug's a great guy. He's become a great friend. And we've been putting some cool stuff out. So hopefully enjoy it. Next time we go down there, we'll get some more. July's raffle, like I said, a pair of valve covers for the winner and a can for second place. As of right now, not a ton of people in. We are going to give it away on August 1st. July 31st is a Saturday. August 1st, we will give those away and announce the August raffle on August 1st. Who is in as of right now? George, I've got you in. Just know I just need your information for the shipping, for the ship your T-shirt, and then if you win. I've got William Wagaman in, I've got Lee Carr in, and I've got Jason Withrow in. That is all that is in as of this point. So be sure to get those in. I've got the PayPal address in the notes for tonight's chat, or the mailing address as well if you decide to mail your payment in. And like I said, be sure to get them in, and we're going to give those away and ship those out to the winners. The mailing address is on there as well. Just make sure you put a note on there of what it is for, so I make sure if you want in the raffle, I know to get your name in the super cool big Buick can that we're going to draw the winners out of. So Dan said he's sending his this week, so that's great. Number one, do I have any heads or other parts that those valve covers will fit? I have about a half dozen Gen 1 Hemis in stock right now. No, I don't have any 54s or 92s, but I've got a mixture of everything else in stock. I've got 5 or 6 Gen 1 Hemis, Dodges, DeSotos, and Chryslers in stock right now as far as whole engines. Lance just got on with us on Facebook, so Facebook is still feeding to a certain extent, just apparently not very well. So that's right, William. Those valve covers actually came from a swap meet is where I picked those up at, but I do still have Gen 1 Hemi engines in stock too. So some new inventory I picked up this week that you can be watching for on some videos coming up. 1955 Chevy 1.5 ton. It's not a complete, well, I've got the cab and front clip still on the frame. There's just no rear end. There's actually no axles under it, period. No front axle or rear axle. Kevin's on with us. Glad you made it, Kevin. Alan says he can't get the comment section to work on YouTube. That's weird. I mean, comments have been flowing really, really well on YouTube tonight. even quicker than usual, it seems like. So I don't know what, I mean, you popped right up on Facebook, so don't know what the issue is with the comment section there. What's so cool about this 55 Chevy 1.5 ton is it was a bulk delivery truck for the Gulf Oil Company. And it's still got the proprietor's name. It's got the orange Gulf balls on the side of the doors. It's super cool. It's been like painted a couple times and faded back, and it's kind of bluish and orangish and whitish, and got the Gulf logos on it. Super cool. So great. It's a really neat truck. So can't wait to show you a video on that. Something else that I've never owned before and not even sure what I own now. I brought it home. I brought it in. It's in the yard. I've got to do some research on it. That's right, Jess says it is going to be a cool video. That's Jess and Lance are both waiting on it. But it is a neat looking truck. It is just got an awesome patina. It's just, it's like I said, it's just the cabin front clip sitting on the frame. But somebody could do something with it for sure. The other thing I got that I don't even really know what I've got. Brent just jumped on with us from New Mexico. Glad you made it. It's Italian, and I think it's called an Auto Bianchi. I think. Looks like a clown car. It's about 10 feet long. The whole thing is about 10 feet long. Not a lot left of it. No drivetrain in it. The floor pan's gone in it. It's a neat looking little turd, but I just don't know much about it. Don't know what it is. So, but I'm going to show it to you. We'll check it out. I'm going to do a little research, try to figure out what it is. But I think it's called an Auto Bianchi, like AutoBianchi or something like that. It's a little Italian jobby thing. So stay tuned. I'm going to do some research on it, try to figure out what the heck it is, and then we'll check it out. Old school, perfect. Old school says I'm Italian, and Auto Bianchi is what it is. So Jess says she loves foreign clown cars. So that's kind of what it looks like. So excited to bring you that. What else we pick up this week? 1983 Trans Am complete car. So obviously, if you've been hanging out here with us at all, you know I like Firebirds and Camaros, and I have a ton of them. So always happy to bring in some more F bodies. And another pickup, 1978 Ford F-150 Ranger, just regular cab, two-wheel drive, long bed. But it is a complete pickup. It's got a little bit of rust in it, but, not terrible, and it is pretty much all there. So got that stuff I need to get videos done on. What's coming up this week on videos? I picked up an 80 Chevy pickup last week. I've got the video ready for that. Let's see. Old School says Auto Bianchi was created jointly by Bianchi, Pirelli, and Fiat in 1955. So we're already learning something, but that's what's so great about this group on here. A lot of you guys know so much stuff that I don't, and you can contribute to the chat with it. And that's what makes it so great, because we're all learning. So we're already a step ahead on the Auto Bianchi lesson that's coming up. So super excited about that. So we'll get the 80 Chevy pickup video up. Toy Tuesday coming up Tuesday night live. I actually got a bunch of stuff that I bought at an auction here that I almost kind of forgot to do, because I should have done it a couple weeks ago and I kind of forgot. But I think that's when we took off for Oklahoma and then race week and everything. But we picked up some stuff at the Money Chevrolet auction in Hill City, Kansas. So I've got some stuff to show you on Toy Tuesday from that. We'll probably catch that. And I've got a bunch of stuff lined up for Toy Tuesday. Actually, bought a bunch of promo models last week, or about a week and a half ago. Bought a couple more promo models at the end of the week on Friday. So a whole bunch of new promos to show you. I think I got about 10 new promos. I don't even know if we'll be able to squeeze all those into one episode. Jess says she already feels like she needs the Auto Bianchi in her life. So, Corky, any late 70s Monzas? Nothing there at all. Something I've been looking for, can't find. Monzas, Skyhawks, Starfires. I would buy some of those cars if I could find them. Can't find them. That 70s and 80s stuff is so tough, I just can't find it. Old School says that Auto Bianchi went defunct in 1995. Okay. Once again, we're all learning. That's what's so awesome about this group. All you guys that get on, you play along, you contribute, you comment, you help everybody out. It's so great. So got that stuff coming up. I've got to go see the guy on that 25 car deal I was talking to you about last week. I'm going to try to get that wrapped up here first of the week and start dragging some more of that stuff in. I'll get something for sure when I go see him. So, and get that deal locked in and get him paid and start doing paperwork on that deal. Any Mercury Capris, depending on which body style, I don't have anything here right now. I do have a possibility on one of the early 70s Capris, Fox body Capris. I don't have anything there. Brent says, hit the like button. Definitely appreciate that. Appreciate your guys' support and hitting the like button and hanging out with us and spreading it around and getting your buddies on with us. That's what makes this thing great. George says he thinks they made wine too. Well, you got wine with your Auto Bianchi. So anyway, like I said, that's kind of what I've got for tonight. I didn't want to drag out tonight too long. We're getting ready to cook burgers here and blow some stuff up. Hope a lot of you guys are getting ready to do the same. But didn't want to drag it out too long because I've got stuff to do, and I bet a lot of you guys do too. But I didn't want to skip. I didn't want to just completely miss it tonight. So I think we'll go ahead and start getting ready to wrap up. If anybody's got any other questions or comments, be sure to throw them up there, and we will sure get to you. Corky's he's rebuilding a 77 Spider he bought new for $49.95. It's kind of crazy to think back you could buy whole new cars for that. So anyhow, keep an eye on comments for a few more minutes. George says, happy 4th, everyone. And that's absolutely true. Happy 4th of July to everybody else. I hope you have a great time yet tonight. I obviously got a lot of stuff going on this week, so we'll have a lot more cool stuff to talk about next Sunday night. And that's right. Jess says, go blow some stuff up. Okay, I'll go do some of that. Let's see. Martin says, nice day. Happy 4th of July from Tucson. No, I have not done any titles at all since I got that blue F-150. The 70 now, but I did just pick up this other one, Martin, this other 78 F-150 that I got Saturday. It is brown and white, two-tone Ranger. That truck did come with a clear title, so that truck is available now. So there will be a video coming out on that truck within the next couple of weeks. So, or if you want to give me a shout, I can get you some pictures of it too. That is another complete 78 F-150, and it did come with a good, clean, clear Kansas title, and it's another complete pickup. And it is the same nose. It's the square headlight nose. It's a little fancier because it's a Ranger, and it was factory two-tone brown and white. It's got all the side moldings on it, so it's a pretty sharp truck, or it could be. It's been sitting a long time, but it would make a pretty sharp truck too. No, Richard, I don't have any 67 full-size Chevys at all. Don't even have a 4-door here in full-size 67 Chevy right now. So nothing at all on that. Haven't even big jobs of how much for it. Haven't even looked it over yet. I winched it on the trailer and rolled it off, and that's as far as I've gotten with it. I haven't even opened the hood on it yet. It is. I'm sure it's got a motor in it, but I haven't even looked at it yet. So, but like I said, if you're interested, give me a call. I can get you guys pictures on some of that stuff. Corky says his chops and ribeyes are done. Then you better get out of here for sure. I know my burgers and brats are going to be done here pretty quick. So I'm going to get rolling. As always, thanks for stopping by tonight. Really appreciate everybody hanging out. Had more people on here than I expected for being the 4th of July, but that's great. That's, that's what it's all about. I'm glad you guys took a few minutes to do it. Lewis, do you take parts, cars missing parts? Yeah, I part out most of the stuff I do get, actually. George, do you have any visors that fit his olds? If I remember correctly, George, yours is a 55, and I do not have any visors for that because that's a one-piece windshield. The only two visors I've got in stock right now are for a split two-piece windshield because they've got center mounts. So nothing that for a one-piece windshield at all right now. So anyway, we'll get ready. We'll go ahead and wrap up. I'll keep an eye on comments for just the next minute or two. Hope everybody has a great 4th. Really appreciate you coming by. Classic Rides Design is in the shop working on his 66 wagon. Thanks, Big Job. Glad you made it. And hope everybody has a great week. Stay tuned. More cool videos coming out this week. I'm hopefully going to go buy a whole bunch more cars. So we're going to have a whole bunch more videos coming. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. Pickups, cars, all kinds of stuff. And there's right around 25 of them. So we'll see what that all turns into. So anyway, I'm going to get rolling. You guys got to eat. I got to eat. We're going to go celebrate 4th of July. We're going to have a great time. Be sure to go to the RPM Act, sign it, get your name on there, get the letter sent to your representatives. We got to get this stopped. Thanks for watching, everybody, tonight. We'll see you live Toy Tuesday evening. More cool videos coming this week. And definitely next Sunday night, 7 o'clock right here, same channel, same time. Hope to see you all back here at 7 o'clock Sunday night. Tell your friends, tell them to stop by. We'll have some more fun next week. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you then.